Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
I speak for the trees.
Dire team pick. Radiant.
Bad Rider!
Earth Spirit.
Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Spirit Breaker.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Dazzle.
Dire team pick.
Vengeful spirit.
Radiant team pick.
Visage.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Invoker.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Weaver.
Lycan.
Choose your hero.
No, they're not a joke at all, but the early rounds should be, you know, favored towards the better teams. That's how they work. Yeah, see, this is the next level, you know, they TP out, they expect the smoke to be broken when they see heroes like that, then they smoke. This is some next level shit, you know? This is what people do at, like, TI, to mind game people. And they're just doing this in an open qualifier.
Not engaged.
A gift from the goddess.
No.
It was but the first taste of red rage.
Thanks.
This is a really strong lane as well. Even if they just leave him for a while and come back every few minutes. Like, Prophet is not a hero that you can let dominate your lane. Otherwise, your carry has a very, very hard time. And you can see how much like they're trading mid already. If they just get one charge into a stun, then this is just basically dead.
The underscape beckons.
Yeah. Cancel took their mid lane, so they're just feeding. Definitely. He's a Lycan, man. He's easy to bully.
What have we here?
Most of them are on stunt heroes, you know. Hey, you gotta bring the hype when it's real, you know, when it's a good play, not when it's just, you know, this media. You see, that is harder to do than every Sunstrike he's done already. And, you know, now Weehar's just AFK because he doesn't know his charge got cancelled. He's literally just AFK in the pit. Yeah, and he also took Grave level 2, so it's not like he's just TPing him with a heal. He actually has the skill that's going to help keep his Visage alive. And a lot of people wouldn't do that, but he sees that this game is a pretty roam-heavy game. He's going to need to have a TP and constantly bail his mid laner out. Visage is one of the better heroes to TP in for, because you know he actually survives most ganks due to how good Gravekeepers is.
Who fells me?
Wow. My childhood, dude. Yeah, Pokemon.
You're safe.
This is how he plays so often. He's used to it. Yeah, I know, I did it for years. Back when wards cost 100 odd gold.
to mulch with you.
Shrine efficiency. Weaver's one of the better heroes at being able to stay in the lane. So that's why they can do this roaming. Like, they just want to play really fast Dota with the Prophet and the Spirit Breaker, and the other team doesn't really have the tools. Exactly. Casual harass. Yeah, they know he's invis. They're gonna they find the ward. Oh, which is nice.
Denied. A gift from the goddess.
He's a little under-leveled though from the 5 manning, so he could probably do with a few minutes to, you know, at least get his ult up. Where he goes again.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I think he wants to stay in the lane. A spirit player. Yeah, unfortunately, oh no, Solin's gonna live. Verify gaming. That's very, very close. They're no slouches. Don't get me wrong, they're not gonna...
Warriors of the wood. Not for you.
Yeah, he needs a few more of those and then maybe they can look for the kill again.
Middle tower is under attack.
3, 4, something like that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's hard lane against Visage towards the end, so I imagine now that the map's opening up a bit and they're grouping up to get some towers, they're actually going to trade with the mid T1, which is definitely favourable.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And considering that they also defend their tier 1, like, big win overall.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
I think you are wrong.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Like, look at how many items he's got, you know, he's got his Tranquils, he's got raindrops, that's an extra 700-800 gold. Stick. So let's just call it an extra 1,000 gold.
Tower has fallen.
You know, he could have had his blink 2 minutes ago. but the small items make it so that he can sustain more and actually, you know, go between the lane and the jungle. It's very important that you don't just like go naked blink, because then if it doesn't work out and you try and farm and you regret it very quickly. Like if it works out, it's all hunky dory, but you know, here he doesn't need a blink, you know, Invis Rune, RNG. We are as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I wouldn't say he's a straggler.
Dire's structures
He's
are
pretty
fortified.
tanky, man.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Strong hero.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and considering the pace of the game, I think Rocket will be really happy with us, because they're just going to get to a point in a minute or two where Necro 1's done on the Lycan, they probably... Is this... No, he should be going Midas, but you know, his items are relevant, because he's got his first few. And they might get Dazzle 6, and then they can start looking to just, you know, yellow fight.
Dire's middle
Feels
tower
bad, man.
is under attack.
It's not the bet you gotta worry about. She's
This is the Sunstrike chance, but... No, he's in. I'm not sure who's making the calls to go on these things, but they are trying to, you know, just... I'm not going to say disrespect, but you know, this is the kind of thing you look at and just be like, I don't think they're playing 100% seriously. Or they're just very ambitious and very aggressive, you know, that because
Radiant's bottom tower is
oh yeah,
under
but it's
attack.
such an easy play to deal with. You know, the Batrider literally just stands on top of the charged hero and
Radiant's
no
bottom
kill.
tower has fallen.
And Batrider might be stupid and not do it. That's what he was thinking.
the seeds of fortune.
I know the reasoning behind it, and I agree with you, but I'm just trying to point out that when you're behind, and like the Spirit Breaker is the hero that kind of, when he's on the map, he gives the other team the ability to play safely on the lane for X amount of seconds. Right? When he's dead, he can't do this.
You've gone green.
You should be. It's not just a dog. It's familiars and demons, or whatever you want to call the Necro book. Pretty much.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And this is the game plan they want, you know. Now that a few tier 1s have fallen and the map feels a lot more stretched because the laning stage is no longer a thing and heroes are just moving in between to find their farm. Yeah, he just charges, gets killed, charges, gets killed. If it's a core hero, then he probably scares them off the lane and his cores can farm while their cores feel restricted. And that's the joy of Spirit Breaker. Yes, a tiny bit. But he's also not going to suffer too much for it. Like, he's gonna... If he's not topping the net worth soon, he's going to be in and around, unless he dies several times. And if they can continue splitting the map, they're gonna get plenty of Sunstrike opportunities. If they let him get the kill or not is a different thing. Because at the moment he's constantly throwing it for damage instead of risking the Spirit Breaker bashing them out or something, you know, to try and get the kill.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, they're so scared to split.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant
They should get
structures are
cancelled here.
fortified.
It's a really good
Radiant's top tower
wraparound.
is under attack. Radiant's
Oh,
top tower
they're gonna get Kezu instead.
Radiant's bottom tower is
It's
under
good that they're not lassoing.
Hey, ask permission the next time you want to feed my bat.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Feels
attack.
bad, man. No, time to run down mid. No, someone killed my big camp. And does he TP to the shrine to get this big camp? No, he's just gonna wait. No, they're just gonna kill the Dazzle. I'm not sure why. Like, he's... Yeah, I'm not sure why he's walking solo down that lane, but okay. He's got balls.
Darkness and ignorance take you all.
Good trade for Rocket for sure, but now they're in this awkward position where they've got 5 heroes, well, 4 heroes down here. And it's going to take them a while to get the tier 2, and their other 2 lanes are just going to get shoved each time. And they basically have the choice of, do we go back and defend and give up our TP cooldowns and like our mobility around the map for the next minute or 2, or do we just, you know, yellow and push?
Is under attack.
And 9 times out of 10 they're going to go back and defend, which just means that Planet Art wannabes with their logo can continue splitting the map. They did. I mean, it wasn't the Invoker, it was the Venge, and, you know, yeah. The Spirit Breaker and the Venge, they just decided to give the Visage 2 free kills to make the game a little harder for them, you know? They didn't want to go in and just, you know, 21-0 them or something. They wanted a, you know, a slightly harder game, so they just threw some bodies. Yeah. Or it goes to the sacrifice thing, you know? He's sacrificing the first few kills to get more bash RNG later. Like the Roshan RNG thing earlier. I don't think this one's gonna work though. This one doesn't make as much sense.
The seeds of fortune.
In a tournament, nonetheless. To be fair, I do think their draft has a lot of flex this game, so they have multiple avenues to win the game. Whereas Rocket, they basically have Snowball with these two really high peaking cores that get at around the 25 to 35 minute mark, really strong with a good start, and then they're going to try and end the game with 1 or 2 Roshans. That is their game plan. If that doesn't work, I really don't see them having a fallback plan, unless Visage somehow becomes like a right-clicking god and, you know, gets a Mjolnir and an AC and somehow still wins the game. But, you know...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, this just gives them full control of the map. It's not a bad thing, but you know, it's just if they fail that game plan, then their plan B is like scrappy and kind of relying on the other team to mess up, which is generally like why a lot of tier 1 teams pick these like multiple ways to win the game heroes, because Dota is, you're gonna screw up at some point. It's just who screws up less, and who screws up in the wrong moment, as opposed to who screws up in the early game and feeds to unnecessary kills that, in the grand scheme of things, don't matter. If you do that at 60 minutes, though, and you have no buyback, then suddenly... yeah. That's not too bad though, because like they pop Necrobook and stuff, and right now they've got, yeah, they've got 2 lanes going in their favor technically. Like the bottom lane has a few creeps here, but once these tier 2s are down, their game actually gets a lot easier, because they don't have to worry about defending them. Yeah, and soon he'll have the extra treants as well for more value. Feed away to make the game harder. Yep. No, dude. He's gonna take it and feed them to make the game harder. Yeah. And you know, they're gonna miss this Sunstrike or whatever top to make the game harder. No, okay, they didn't miss. Calculated. There's so many medallions in this game. Solar Crest on the Prophet, Medallion on Weeha. Same thing for the Visage having a Solar. It's actually a good item. I also really like the helm on Venge. I mean, sometimes the AI does weird things, you know. Sometimes it creates a bot and beats pro players. Sometimes it just stomps for no reason.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm probably not going to be alive at that point, so... Yeah, but there's rules and regulations they have to overcome first, so hopefully. It takes a few hundred years for the AI war. I hope. Maybe. And then maybe we called him fat one too many times and he finally presses the button. And he is now dead. Split push Dota 2. They live on in nature's profit hearts, you know?
Double damage.
I mean, watching that final for like my first TI when I just got into Dota after playing Han was one of the best Dota moments, but yeah, now everything's so much more refined and everyone's so much better. You know, you don't get to see as epic plays now because people aren't as bad as they used to be. Feels bad, man. Oh, that doesn't sound so good, dude. That could be cool, though. Oh yeah, it's so much money in it now. All the
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
just player perspective, dude. Oh wait, we can't do that as casters.
Under attack. Dire structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is fallen. Dire's bottom shrine is under attack. Dire's bottom shrine has fallen.
C and K, the gods. But yeah, as long as they can keep at least one lane somewhat threatened, it's really hard for the Dire side to do what they want to do. they could take Roshan, they could push down a lane, but it's all about what they give up in exchange for that. Because the Radiant side, regardless of which hero it is, whether it's Weaver, Invoker, or the Prophet, they all push really fast.
Shuttle and load, I will your doom.
Dire are scanning. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He has no birds, though, right? So that's pretty big. And they take Roche so fast. She's on Invoker, Aegis on Weaver. Weaver also has his BKB available now, so they can look to fight.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top shrine is under attack. Dire's top shrine has fallen.
They just have no play, right? Like, they have no control over what happens on the map. Because the only hero that the other team has to be scared of is Batrider. But it's not like they have the ability to TP across the map. They don't have BOT2s. Do any of them even have BOTs except the Visage? No. So yeah, but like, of the course, the Visage is the only one that's going to TP in. And he doesn't even have Ags. So he's not as strong as he could be. You know, he's got a lot of utility from the Atos, but you know, I just don't see them winning this game from here, to be blunt. But the problem is you have to push out lanes, and they this ward. Oh, no, she's. The wolf, the wolf, the wolf! Oh, unlucky. Yeah, I'd like to say game sense, but he did have a ward. And, you know, the Batrider with a gem was sitting underneath it, so it doesn't feel so good. They still have cheese and Aegis though, so they can make plays as much as they want. No crits. 3, 4 times now?
See no evil.
No, and they got rid of the cheese as well. So Aegis is going to expire in about 30 seconds, which means that they've avoided this window. The problem is, how do they scale off this? You know, like, as the game gets longer and longer, their heroes do less and less. Like, the Visage Birds become easier to deal with. Lycan himself becomes easier to deal with. And the Necro Books obviously just get eaten up by Invoker combos and AoE damage. So, they kind of need to make some kind of drastic plays. Yeah, I think we need more Tinker Ward spots, personally. No grave.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
You've been spooled.
Dire's top barracks has fallen. Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Yep.
Dire's bottom barracks.
I mean, this is game, so
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
yeah. I mean, they might not type GG because they want to try one last fight, but you can't really play this lineup against supers, let alone megas. I told you.
Your life's in tatters.
Pretty deservingly, I think. Once they got a foothold in the game, they never really gave it away, and I think next game we'll see a slightly less... It's not so much an all-in draft, but they had no way to change how they played the game. You know, if you throw like a Wisp into this draft, then suddenly